Old as dirt. That up. Yeah, bummy. For real. You're being bummy. What's happening? All right, I'm gonna drop a little something today, man. Some of my neighbors, I ain't seen them in a while. I don't know what's going on with those guys. Maybe they moved. I don't know if somebody passed away, whatever. Anywho, let me see. Hi to a few people that came in. I know you commented. I'm just giving myself a little more time because I'm gonna change it up a little bit. All right. So, Ronald, what's cracking, baby? Red Floyd, what's going on, mama girl? ABJR, Benjamin MC. Yeah. I went back and looked at a number of my videos, right? And it's not a competition. What I notice is, and I know it to be true, there are some things that can trouble certain individuals when you say certain things, right? Which I don't care. I really don't give two F's. Damn sure don't give a damn about any staff. Our beautiful sister Serrata Empress can't remember, shared something to my Instagram DM, right? About Utah. When the UN was there at the airport, talking about it was a compound. That was 2019. I remember that because I actually went up there, telling them like, don't try that, Africans and all these other individuals, foreigners, actually were swayed in because I told you it only takes one generation to formulate and to make them as ignorant as their cohorts. And I thought that was a good subject as many others. And usually my first video is always a rant about something for educational purposes, not because I need to get off my chest. I don't need to say whatever I'm thinking or I do feel to any of you. I just wonder if you really are looking. And I see people who are really doing their research. Red Boy is doing research like crazy, which is beautiful. She knows some things too. I know a number of you are also doing research, hopefully. And I say that because the paradigm of the reality is, I stated this early on when I first came on. There's a young generation who are not bound or tied to anything. And when I say, and I show this in my videos of some of the feats and some of the things that people are doing, whether it be music or dance or whatever, who are not part of the industry. And when they turn on, everything these things did, they're going to destroy it. And some of us will be part of it. I don't care about how their staff feel, the rainbow they pervert, and everything else that they've become so enumerated with because of their miseducation. It doesn't matter to me. Am I saying miseducation because they're gay or this? No. I'm saying they don't even know how they got that way, but they believe because there's a formula. And there are people in position and place to make them or qualify them to believe the reason why they're that way. Instead of them realizing that they're not that way by choice or by design, or by natural order, but by design that is outside of natural. I don't bite my tongue when I say that, but it's never to be hate. Like I said, I protected them, and that's not to qualify myself as I'm being careful in speech. I am not going to be reckless either. Some of y'all saw yesterday on Instagram, and I know y'all came and saw because actually on my tablet I can see who came and visited, and you didn't say nothing. This is what I'm talking about. You have a hard time dealing with us becoming one formidable force. It doesn't mean that you got to curse somebody out and this, that, and other. I know how to relegate myself and talk. I'm gonna speak the truth to him. But me and the individual had a common factor: martial arts. Now I'm actually official in it. I don't know he is. He's a musician. I looked at his YouTube channel. I like some of his music, and it was a pale-skinned woman who made a comment. And I looked at all her videos, and she's a Black Lives Matter shirt, and she wasn't being censored. She's a liberal-minded individual. And these are the most pervasive and perverse. And she made a comment as into the poor little melanated boy in this foreign country was worthless compared to the pit bull that was obviously halfway trained. And somebody was making the baby boy go over there and hit the pit bull in the head with a bottle of water. And I saw the sacrilege in mind, the scopity, words I like to make up, but they're based on reality. And I said something. How dare you? Because to me, anything vile and evil, I will speak up against. And then she says some very foul words that didn't make sense. So I went to her DM and I told her, let me tell you something. I hate racists. I don't care male or female. I'll knock you if I was to see you, I'd knock you slap out and make you think third and trimaster and sextuple and views of seeing 6 babies a life. I don't at this time and age, we're beyond the scope of gentlemanly. I'm going to be a wonderful man to any women or women's that I'm involved with. Any new birth that comes in, I'm going to give them the light of who I am and make sure that the mothers share the brightest of that light to illuminate further beyond where we've been at. The problem is there are a lot of people who are literally dead. And I'm aware of that. See, people on here thought I was going to, and I was going to upload all this fire starting videos and stuff. No, I still may. I'm going to chime it back. I might just upload 3-4 videos a week, maybe 2, maybe a couple of shorts, because I went and watched some lives, and I've looked at the quality of the characters who go to these lives. And though it saddened me. I wasn't discouraged, nor was I never did I allow myself to become complacent. Now, I had no ill will towards anybody. But if I make a statement, you better believe I stand 1,000%, if you want to enumerate that number, behind my statement. I don't mean nobody no danger, no harm, but if you're going to take the little younglings or the elders and you're going to bash because you feel invincible, and you're going to come at me like, oh man, I'm in better shape than most of you in your 19 and 30s. I am 100% in better shape than the majority of you. And that's the reason why. I'm not here to explain that. Regardless of emergency rooms and things that I share, when I'm going through something and though I'm figuring things out and I'm not allowing myself to be complacent, I'm allowing myself to feel what it is, to hopefully be able to break through it. I want to share it with people in case you may go through it, to say that you don't have to be subjected to that and allow yourself to stay there no matter what it is. If it's your last breath, to seek the beauty in it. Your last breath is not the last life. Now, the imbeciles would have you believe that. Really don't want to do no name calling. So as y'all saw, I shared something and none of you even looked at it. And I'm sitting there going, what is wrong with you? Are y'all okay? Seriously. Okay. And I was surprised that nobody had anything to say about it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yesterday I showed you the yoga, the yogi, or whatever you want to call his goofy name, Sadhguru, I discussed when nobody ever talked about it. I almost got in trouble when I was in my 20s about the Theosophical Society. But here y'all are, and everybody wants to act like they know everything, and I am really, really getting tired of it. It's disturbing. No, I had it already pulled up and everything. I just wanted to go back and I just wanted to see something. And like, how much can we make up, right? Do we have to make anything up? I'm only asking because it seems like we're in a time and age where people got to make up a whole lot of stuff just in order to feel like they need to fit in. It's not about that. I'm sharing information because I believe the information is pertinent and it's important. Mostly everybody else you see is talking the same goofy stuff over and over and over and over and over. When do you get off of that bus? When do you get off of that bad trip? I just want to know. All right, so I shared the post and it was about it's realism, religion. Charles Schwab, y'all's fake inventor of Tesla. I'm not gonna mention his name. I know a lot of y'all love him on Twitter. He owns Twitter now and all that other goofy stuff, which he doesn't own it. That's part of the dark government. Don't believe that idiot owns it. Musk. All right. He does it. Everybody always had all this false hope. Trump's part of the problem, and nobody wants to hear that. Right? Well, the liberals love it when I say that. But Biden is like the worst. Biden was chosen because they wanted to show how dumb people were, how lucrative their agenda has been. And look, kudos. They proved it, what a lot of us know. But realism, I did the one with the 2 dots over the A to give that reality like alien sound, which it doesn't have that. You know, it's the so-called fake Star of David with the swastika in between it. What's problematic is none of these things belong to these idiots. Where it started at. Now, I want to read about the individual because it's headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. Wouldn't you want to figure out how they are supposed to be so untouchable, right? Wars and all that. I believe in 1974 it started in France. Alvaguay, I forget the name of it, but anyway, I don't care. It's a UFO religion, and I mean, it's like we might as well go back and think about Hellbop. You know, the people that I think what's the name on Star Trek, the sister's brother or whatever was in that, and they committed suicide with the purple cloth over them. They've taken royalty, they've taken all the ancient things, and they've created the secular thing because they have been permitted or permissible or allowed to see things that you would be normal to us. It would be in our DNA that we only speculate on, that we have been cut away from because of the lying television set. You know what I'm saying? The media, the propaganda behind it, the conditioning. You know, this is what it says. The Raelians believe in intelligent design for atheists, that aliens created all life on Earth, and that there is no God but one. What cracks me up about them is they actually made a statement to Zionism. They dismissed it. They wrote it off because obviously they were part of all of it, Islam, all of it. I told you guys these were made up religions. And the beautiful thing about this one world religion, they want everybody to believe in that thing that which they follow, which some of them probably got to meet and see. That made sure that we couldn't live as long as it, and poison our food and everything else you see. I mean, Bill Gates right now with his synthetic eggs, you know, henless eggs, right? But that's after they destroyed warehouses with hundreds of thousands of hens. You get where I'm coming from. And yet we've had 6 train derailments. And yet we have all these special forces guys. We have all these military individuals. We have all these individuals who are ex-policy enforcers. We have all these bad butts out here, all right? And I don't see none of them getting together and making roundabouts and going. I don't see the Black Caucus saying nothing. I don't see this fake government. Obviously, they're not going to say nothing because they're part of it. They want to take your guns because you got to remember, how many years ago was it when this fake ass Summer Beach of China says it's a problem that America has all these guns. And we're not going to give them up. We don't give a damn about some NFA created out of racism because of the Panthers that instituted better food for our children, that showed that they were much smarter and brighter because they were tired and all the stuff they were going through during the period of time in the 50s and 60s when they didn't have the mill because things were being stolen away, which was meant to happen. They think it's by their design. They don't get it. But anyway, this is that religion, a quasi, I believe, of it. But I believe this is also a distraction of some sort, because you need to be able to witness and see some things in order to accept it. We haven't crossed that marker yet, because the fact of the matter is y'all are all very lazy. Very, very, very lazy. You are. You're beyond lazy. The scope of lazy is beyond, and every one of you are. I always say people get their just desserts. And I don't mean that it's justice, but it's justice based upon the fact that when you heard, you listened, and you saw, you did nothing. You know why? Because you're all cowards. You are scared. You don't even know why you're scared. To die? You're going to do that anyway. You're going to do that anyway. See, this right here doesn't mean nothing. This right here don't mean nothing. Sometimes the best thing is this and this and that. Remember I stated that before? We have this at our disposal. We have this thing where we feel like it's the most important thing. And who could do it the loudest on this so broken frequency? They told Zionists that their religion was fraud, a fake. No, they know exactly who they are because the people in Geneva, Switzerland are the same people as the Ashkenazi. I don't need that, really. I don't be able to say what I need to say. I actually saw that some biological family members came over and looked at, even my son and daughter came and looked at the video. Anyway, it's just a video of me talking. There's no drug addict doing what I'm doing. There's no deep alcoholic doing what I'm doing. They might relegate themselves to like Busta Rhymes talking to Eddie L, you know, you're a queen. Nah, he didn't have to say, you know, goofies in liberal cities will say, well, at least he didn't say black queen and da 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 da. You know, this is how stupid and morbid our people have become. When Busta Rhymes opened his mouth talking about he created hip hop, no, you didn't. No, nobody in the Caribbean and Jamaicans didn't create hip hop. Old American, true indigenous, autochthonous blood created hip hop from the get up. Well, no Puerto Rican, no Caribbean. Most Caribbeans are from here and they don't even know it. Some people from here are from there. If you just stop with all the identity crisis, maybe we'll be able to move forward. But see, they are caught up. Because do you think Busta Rhymes could have run as long as he has, get such a big neck, be as big he is, and be in the position he is, if he didn't do? See, this is what I'm talking about, the reality of the situation. This is why I have no respect. When he said leaders of the new school, people didn't pay attention to the term. Nobody really paid attention. And then the people saying, why don't you do it like this? It doesn't have to be some Zionist, some fake 13 tribe. It could be one of these worthless, and you see them all around them, and security and everything. These worthless, Gene Dell, when he left, he letting everybody know this. You see a lot of these worthless ass security guards. A lot of them, some of them are their boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. And they're sick. Some of them ex-police officers who are just sociopaths. You don't know that, obviously. You never worked in security or bodyguard and anything like that, right? Which I had the privilege to do for a number of years. See, it's when you're there, sometimes you have to do this. Like, dude, I just gotta get this paycheck because when am I getting off? I remember days you would see me, you wouldn't even see it. And I'm sitting there at 265 pounds. Like, in my head, I'm going, oh, I like to strangle the fuck out of these individuals. But I have a paycheck. A good obedient slave. I didn't just see that. I'm going to keep moving. I got some stories I can tell you about some of these characters out here. Some of these characters got wives and they're pushing their women. They're just lesbians. They get to have the whole fun and they're getting rich. And listen, you can move ahead if you want to be part of that. All this stuff was actually shut down long ago, but nobody knows that. Why? Because we must keep them doing what they're doing, and they must keep doing the distractions. So when you find somebody talking like I'm talking, with some short first-hand knowledge, with the background that I have, and then I just people who just came up, and because they got older, all of a sudden they did some Billy Badass, lump, whatever, or because they're in those circles, because that's where they thrust themselves. We have people literally standing in front of a little Uzi Vert, the dumbest name in the world, that little himshi, right? Guys wanting to get things signed. Oh, like the women of the old looking at the Beatles and Elvis. I mean, or Chuck Berry or something, or James Brown. I mean, really. People are worshiping people, and they're not even who they're supposed to be. But yet we have this contention on here. There's a lot of people who I follow. I'm gonna start unfollowing because they don't support everybody. If we all supported one another, it'd be solely so totally different. I have had enough of the foregoing of the foolishness. I am like beyond. I am so beyond. When I made a statement about this story, you think they would want to know because they don't know the story. Even that doesn't know the story. Trust me. The story is meant to be wiped away from history, but hidden. And that story would have shook the earth. Maybe with them wanting to speed everything up by how many ever years they have done it, because a lot of things are lies. It would have shook their foundation. And maybe it's best that I don't tell the story then. I need them to stay the fools they are. There's no way they can get 10 or 20 steps ahead of the story I have to share. Not at all. With the handful of us that know the story. And I say story because you don't know what it is. So therefore, it will be a story. Remember, I always say, believe half of what you see and nothing what you hear. Unless it's pragmatic and you can rationalize and reason with yourself about what's around you. All right? I don't say that to be all dubious and all that. I say that because there's a reality to it. There's so many Pelicans who are very loving and wonderful. And they only speak from the narrative of the constraint and the construct of which they've been raised, are educated or nurtured in a lie. I talk to many all the time, and they're always like, I know some black friends, brother. Stop using the word black. Stop doing it. And you're far from white. Trust me. And it's hard for people who are in these same little environments that our people are in. It's a situation that was created knowing the demographics and the social construct and knowing the outcome. And we see that outcome right now. I am so grateful that there is a generation, very young, who are going to be the end all ends. They're going to do things. And there's going to be a lot of people running around going, but I. You have a time and a chance to change now, and you choose not to. Some people go, oh, he's a great speaker. Oh, no, I'm not great. I'm not a great anything. Some people have a hard time because they love the lie they live. When do you know a liar that continues to lie, all they're going to ever do is tell a lie. And see, the people that tell a lie all the time can never get it right. If you live steeped in lies and you allow yourself to be part of that consortium, that composite, that demographic, that corporation, and that's what you choose. You remember, for every action, there's a greater and more powerful one. There's not a lesser, especially when you're walking in that place that you were never meant to walk. And if you want to listen to these goofy, fake-ass gurus who are part of the equation of stupidity and foolishness, then so be it, because I know Hindus who can't stand the gurus. I know people who couldn't stand. They were so happy to see Gandhi dead, knowing the things he spake in truth and what he had done. See, who gives you the image that paints your canvas and perverts your canvas? They don't even water it down to tighten it, to get the frame to be right. They don't even mix the paints appropriately, and they don't even give it decent, sweet, beautiful strokes, whether it be acrylic, oil, or water. See, I love art, but the most beautiful dynamic of the art is not being intrusive to the painting. We look at Van Gogh, right? Psych ward, serious drugs. You dig where I'm coming from? Psych ward, serious drugs. And his paintings go for millions, tens of millions of dollars. Why? Because someone deemed that so. It's amazing that our people walk around. You think about Salvatore Dalama, right? I love his surrealism. You know, the melting clock and all that stuff. I'm the guy, my college took 5 inches and then said, you know what? I'm going to do it on 3-inch and painted the Mona Lisa in watercolor with 3 or 4 colors. And I did it straight down strokes, the Mona Lisa. And everybody looked at it when it dried up on not watercolor paper, just regular old art paper. And they said, you got to be kidding me. It's still somewhere in here. It's so I think it's in my shed, and I held on to it. And then I did a big one, and I did the little one in 5 minutes, and the big one I did that in 4 minutes because it was easy for me to stroke. And they said, oh, you probably can do that stuff where they go up paint upside down. Why would I want to do that when people are already doing it? I was just showing you that I could paint. The art teacher. We live in a time when everybody's going to look at you and they're going to be like, what's your IQ? As if that's important. That doesn't mean a damn thing. It has been proven year after year after year that our children have the highest IQ. It has been proven time and time again and again. So how do people come here and look down on us? Because they know that there's so many running around in their faggot and their false narrative. And so when you dress the king in his brand new clothes, they're invisible. Anybody can pull that trip and have the king walking around looking like a Goomba. Well, that's what you have. And that's what we're dealing with. It is a business. But what is the business? It's your source. It is more than what you believe you are. We have people who are so intrusive. I tell you, they're dealing with sociopaths and psychopaths. Those are the most enamored things right now. And the majority of them don't even know they are. They believe because the constraints have been removed. Their restraints have been removed. And they have been allowed because they need more. Like me right now, I feel like I'm wasting my time talking about these individuals, these things. But I am aware that you don't know as much as you think you do. And that's the problem with our people too. They always want to think they know everything. You have not even tapped into yourself to know what you need to know. Because if you did, I wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd all be together, actually. So no, you have not tapped into your truth. It's like people out there doing First Amendment audits. First of all, those are not police, they're policy. Word game is real. Policy enforcement. And the policies they're supposed to enforce are with government and federal employees. But they're too stupid to know that, because just like you take one generation and change the dynamics, script it in, curriculum, the same thing they get when they go through the OCS and the police academy, and not OCS, police academy, well, military, same thing with them. And they get this, I've accomplished, I'm a greater than, and then get a costume, and then they hear the Star Striping and the oath, and then they do everything that goes against all of that. And they literally go onto a place and they see bad, and the demographics of that is now they start doing bad things. They become the pirates and everything else. See, that's what the system needs. See, that's what the UN needs in order to come in, to see the Department of Police created by these false representatives in the DOJ and these false federal agents. They need these individuals, these so-called Americans who were born and grew up in this soil, nurtured in lies, to become perverse so the UN can step on in. Now, they will use them. Look, we're going to give you a better costume. We're going to give you some better tools. And this is what needs to be done, because it's very dark right now. And people are going to go against this. And these wayward individuals who have been very corrupt are going to go, okay. See, that is what you're not seeing and nobody's talking about, because everybody wants to beat around the hash. Want me to break it down a little further? Would you like that? It's becoming very, very tiresome. As I stated yesterday on Instagram, I had this little parlay, and then all these little Pelican brothers was coming at me, and I was laughing. And I made like 3 or 4 little videos, and some of you saw it, and y'all come all late saying something. I'm sitting there going, wow. I wish I would love to see somebody come on y'all's page because you corrected somebody in their fallacy of their fallacies. I'd be like, excuse me, I know my brother couldn't have said something negative, so why are you coming this way? I don't need nobody to fight any of my battles. But see, that's the problem. I say that because you're not ready to fight side by side with me, because you don't even know how to stand up and fight just for yourself, the truth of who you are. I don't care about you saying I'm an Indian and all that. Man, I'm done with all that dumb shit. That'll be an ongoing fight for another 10,000 years, even with the motherfuckers knowing the truth. That's how stupid the system is. And see, a lot of y'all are still incorporated. I shouldn't have to ask nobody when I make a statement or when I point something out. if you know who I am and you know really what I stand for, because I have not once lied to anybody. Sometimes we have to quell things and we don't have to be ugly or negative to do it. So what I did was I showed more compassion and love and says, listen, this is a statement she said. I'm going to take your pictures down because it's not important. I really don't want it up. It's taking up, it's taking up bites anyway. But it's been fun. I offered them buying plane tickets and flying them out here, or meet them where they live at. And Daniel Smith and a few other people know me. I'm that type of person. Like when I flew over to Jersey, I went to Delaware, I went to New York, I went knocking on doors saying, you remember all that junk you talked to me? Talking. I had one guy in a stretcher, another guy with a cast around, a thing around his knee. Yeah, that's what I did when I was over there. And Daniel was like, yo, bro. I was like, yeah, man. Either I'm gonna walk away or, I'm going to the next life, Y'all have too much fear. No, you really do. Some people say, well, what are you doing? Knocking on their door. If you got a whole big mouth and you really, really all that internet, I wouldn't care if I showed up in your house, you were 2 times my size. You better believe you're going to be like, what did I just get myself into? I'm not bragging on myself. I'm not a badass. Far from it. I'd rather be building models, working with putty, Q-tips and all that, and tweezers and clamps and painting and wiring and see if I can do some stuff that hasn't been done. I'd rather be painting a picture, and I want to get a couple of bonsai plants, but I don't think this is the appropriate time. I'd rather be working on sharpening and trying to find another way to make a fire, camping, laughing, meeting people. That's it. Enjoying life on life's terms. But we have some very tyrannical, nasty, weak sons of bitches who are in the way of all of our lives and our fun. And we have some morbid, winter soldiers running around, and women who are part of the calamity, who believe because they're that perverse, probably snatched a whole bunch of babies or men and been on the grounds and put on cloaks and, did all the murdering and drilling in heads and all the weird crap, experiments, the mangler. It never stopped. And now these people run around up here and they know the proper time and nobody's watching, and they've got the teams to back them when they go over there to make sure a train derails, and maybe it's remote. Maybe it's a body in there from a morgue because they don't care about the desecration of any body. Doesn't matter what's happening. The reality is it's happening. And what do y'all do? Well, time to get up, make the donuts. Got to pick the babies up from the lying facilities where they probably touch the babies and teach them a bunch of bullshit. All them damn fun. Look, I wish I had kids right now talking about going to some damn school. I'd be like, girl, but we gotta what? We ain't gotta do shit, but everybody be together and everybody we can take care of everything. See, the problem is there's no strong men and there's a bunch of weak ass women. Prove me wrong. See, right now they're trying to make sure that this doesn't get out there. How many of y'all are sharing it going, who haven't been blocked and everything, says, yo, come and check out Red, bro. Yo, did y'all know he's doing some lies? He's been talking about some real stuff. Maybe you want what's happening and what's going to happen to you to happen. Maybe that's what you want. And then to be able to see right before it ends and realize, oh, you screwed up. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, nobody lives to tell. And I don't think you get it. They took that and perverted it. No dead man lives to tell. And see, how about the living who don't have to worry about telling anything because they've done their best to make sure everybody was well informed. So when they go, it's no big deal. There's no, I was wrong. Oh, wow. Oh, mama. It's on to the next. I don't really think you get it. As much as I love y'all, and I know that I believe y'all really don't get it. I don't say that with malice and hate in my heart. I say that with honesty. I really don't believe y'all get it. Matter of fact, I could say 110% no that you don't. Don't get feelings behind it. It's not about that. I have 2 children. They'll never meet the oldest one. Never. I will never allow it. Even if they make things right with me, no, it's a punishment. And they have become the fools that their mother is and what they've been around. It's all by design, and they didn't have to be that. They can't even see the error and the wrong of their way because they have been programmed to believe that there's nothing wrong they can do when that's all they're doing is wrong. You would love to see people uplift themselves and hold themselves accountable. I'm surprised at all. I don't want to mention people's names, but I said, if you go too far off to the left, I will mention your name. I don't care what conversation, man. I like that. Look, when I said I would love to have 10 strong women around me, and I mean that. Could I take care of them? Of course I can. See, y'all think taking care of people is being a millionaire. That's just stupid. I know we all be getting our hands dirty. We'd be digging up some dirt. We'd all be putting our finances together, and we'd be in a place we'd build from our scratch with music and magic in it. And it would be nothing but love. Now, I ain't talking about this fictional shit that y'all run around believing in. Y'all don't get it. I lift people up, and I know the information gets out there, and then a lot of people are just pure lazy. They just want. They don't know what give. They don't know what to give means because they're so caught up in a perversion. When you know how a person's living and you see what they're doing and you don't hold it against them, and you say, okay, well, you can come out of that. And then you see themselves with a death grip on it. Sometimes you got to let them be. But you never let nobody play you. See, people believe they're jousting for position. Well, where'd you learn how to joust? What horse is your favorite? Palomino, Arabian? First of all, Egyptian. What's the best racing horse? And if you're jousting, what kind of jousting are you doing? You know, everybody was surprised at me when I was in college, right? And I was doing fencing. But then everybody that knew me, it was like, man, y'all know this nigga. You ever seen him with them swords and 3 sectional staffs? You know, some of y'all, I don't know if I uploaded that video when I'm working the 3 sectional staff around my back and over my head and all that crap. Learned like 8 years. The 9-ring sword and the Bushido blade, the long kwando. I'm talking about going down. I don't do all that now, but all the forms and all that, you know. Oh, I'm still put a kwando on my hand. I'll remove all 4 legs from a horse. You don't know me. So when I did fencing, even the fence instructor was like, you've done this professionally or something? I was like, no. I just read a lot of books on fencing and I like it. Bruce Lee studied it for a long time to parry, blah, blah. And I was like, but do you want to go on competition? No. I've got bad back and knees and I don't want to be jousting and all there goes my knee and I'm running around with this big old brace around my knee or something at the time, you know. And everybody's like, but he keeps tagging, pointing, and parlay, you know. And I was like, you know, I mean, I love fencing. Just like I love boxing, just pugilism in any form. People think they know you. They see you, and the first thing they do is, and that's the world we live in, sadly. It's intrusive, you know. I don't want some crap to come on, okay? So, I need my jazz. Coffee house. I gotta have. Bossa Nova is one of my favorites, but anyway. I talk about myself because I have to know me. I'm not going to tell you something that doesn't exist with me or didn't exist. I'm not going to get down and do no windmills today. I'm not going to be doing no head spin now. Is it possible I could do it? Yeah, if I drop about another 25, 30 pounds, bro, I'd swing through like, no, I weighed myself this morning from 204. I'm right at 208. That's why today I'm not eating nothing. But I hit on weight quick and I take it off quick. I don't know why. I don't want to know why. I talk about myself because we have this issue of talking about everybody else. I'm only talking about you when I know that you're doing some foul shit. I'm gonna put you out there so everybody know who you are. See, that's the age we're in. If you don't see a name, and if you don't see a name in there, that means I removed you because you're lacking. You're irresponsible. And that's the way it goes. People do look, those who choose to, instead of being all lazy and all, I don't want to see nobody else's stuff. I don't care. You know, a lot of our people are just ugly. That's how lazy they are. It's easy to be ugly and defiant, and, you know, and defiant for what? And all butt hurt. You know, we got people come in and jut out all the time, in and out, in and out. And why do they do that? Because they're nothing but walking confusion. Do I feel any kind of way? I would say it saddens me, but I don't really feel sad like what we believe sad is. It's like, wow, oh well. And you got to keep going. You got to keep moving forward. You can never let anything hold you back. There's nothing that can hold you back if you really, really want to move forward. This AM, I didn't even go outside and put my feet in the soil. I took a cold shower. Whoop, 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 doing my little Scooby-Doo, you know. Yeah, you know, dance. And then I said, wait, stop it, Red. Get quiet. I got to go pick up 2 big bags of ice, put it in a cooler for my evening plunge. The enemy's hard at work. And those of us, they got us being our own best enemies. So how are we supposed to fend it off? They got everybody afraid because they have certain entities moving in ignorance, that if they were really awake to what's going on, they'd be moving with you. They've put the right people in the right positions of stupidity. And yet, though those things don't really have nothing over you, you allow it because we're not together. So how could, if they surround you and 20 vehicles show up and you ain't got a gun and they show up because they have this, do you have 20 of us to show up with about 2,000 other people to show up and go, not today, partners? See, that's what I'm talking about. They don't only have everybody divided. They have you divided consciously and subconsciously. And you actually feel this is why I say you're lazy and practically stupid. You feel safe in that commodity. You actually feel safe. Right now, the cowards on this platform that work for this, right? They're going, we can't let this get out. Oh, there's no way. You know, if it goes out, we got to be closed, quiet. You know, I actually do a lot of videos. I haven't uploaded 20% I've only uploaded 20% of some of the videos I've done side by side with others, you know, because they're very informative. It's not that I didn't know what they were talking about. I actually have a little more information. It's just that it'd be good for you guys to listen. That's why I share that. And they make some of them silent. They're like, oh, we don't want to do it. And I could just, you know, and there's times when I've just come on and talked about it because I actually knew more. And that shows how dumb they are. They are so control. They are in so much control. And I'm going somewhere with this. They are in so much control that they believe they're silencing something. You're no different. It's like every time I say, well, $205, some of you cringe because you just don't get it. It's so hard. It's so hard upon you to let go. And you create, I know it. You create, I can feel it and hear it. You create irrational reasoning. And then I have the usuals who's donating $20, $30, and I feel like sometimes I want to give it back because I have the funds to pay for stuff. I want this to be a shared experience, but some of y'all are so lazy and pathetic that you go, oh, well, they're taking care of it. I ain't sending nothing. There's nothing wrong with going, well, you know, I'm broke. But then I go, yeah, $205, or you're smoking crack. You're doing some ice. You got to go party this weekend. You got to get your hair and nails done. Sister, stop getting your nails done. Let them breathe. Stop putting that shit in your hair, the wigs. Get rid of it. Stop putting them fucking chemicals on your face. Allow yourself to exist as you are and to become brighter than the light you are. And men, stop with that shit that started in the fucking 90s. Now I'm seeing niggas walking around with this white line around their haircut. And I'm sitting there going, what? Well, we trying now? Now, don't you be reckless and careless and listen to somebody in your family and go on and look at somebody and says, why you got that white line around your hairline? Because the effeminate motherfucker's going to say, girl, that's the style. You know, that's what they become. They've eaten so much of this genetically modified soy that we know the brother, the professor, who expressed using the frogs why the men are carrying on the way they're doing or carrying on, and why the women are acting the way they're acting. But it's bigger than that. I always ask for the women to send energy my way to learn how to don't care about if your husband's got an issue with it, then he's not really your husband. Especially y'all that got all Christian marriage and all that Catholic marriage. Y'all don't even belong to each other in the first place. No, honestly, you don't. Why don't you just go ahead and look it up for yourselves, and you realize that you don't belong to each other. All that ring and all that shit, it was enamored, right? But contractual, that's corporate. Trust me. I paid child support, right? That I am not bound to pay because of her cheating ways to self, as a rule, a law. I'm also indigenous, autochthonous. But you have these corporations who are stupid. I don't want to argue. I render on the Caesars what is Caesars. I don't care. Because, see, I know how they'll have to answer. I know exactly how each and every partner, and even that at the top of that market, I know how they'll have to answer. No, I literally know. So I don't care. You see what I just did? I paid back child support when I wasn't working after she cheated and we were already divorced. Nothing legal at all. And I know, I read the law. I know. I can go and sue Florida and probably win millions of dollars easily. I don't care to. And some of y'all in your small minds may say, oh, James is the bigger guy. Don't even have that thought. It's not about being big, nothing. The reality is I don't make admissible what was never required of me to make dismissible. Do you see? Are you paying attention? T. I don't want to have to say T every time. We are dealing with an introverted world, and a lot of y'all keep playing in its introvertness, and you don't know how to free yourself. Well, you just don't want to. You know what it's called? You ever seen that thing that goes on a horse's head? Bridle with the. It's not even tunnel fever. It's just that they got your blinders. They got you right where they need you, and you believe that you can do this every once in a while. That's not an answer. And everybody's going to continue to say the same stuff over and do the same things over. And I see it nonstop on a regular. I make it my business to look at YouTube videos more than anything. When I'm on Instagram, I scroll through certain people's posts and I look at stuff and I'm sitting there going, I can't even go bellissimo. it's redundancy. It's just, if you feel like you have to always prove something, then you're not moving forward. You haven't taken on your true mantle of just doing things. If you feel agitated or against, or you feel like, and nobody's really talking directly to you, it may be about you, but not to you, or directed right at you. Being about somebody be talking about me, and it's not my name or literally at me, but it's in relationship to my behavior and some things I may be doing. And see, and that's what bothers a lot of people. And people will tell themselves all the time, not knowing. And that's why I know whenever I see somebody feel some kind of way, I'm like, damn sure didn't mention your name. And people tell on themselves without even knowing. You don't have to be intrusive. We've already been intruded upon, and people are self-intrusive. See what I just did? See, some people had a hard time. I know the government is like, oh man, he ain't no grant in sociology. That's my major, sociology. You don't need a college to be knowledge in law or anything, legalese or none of that. See, that's the idiot's gambit. That's their control matters, brothers. My brothers. Yeah, the system they murdered. Anyway, that's a whole nother dynamic. Maybe I'll have them on one day to have a conversation. I'll speak to them. Yeah, Rep, that's a good friend of mine. He's Greek. He's from the one that you made a comment. I said what I said to you, right? He's from Connecticut, I believe. He dances his ass off. I love him. He's a wonderful person. Me and him talk all the time. He wants to have me on one of his podcasts. He wants me to come on one of his lives talking about, the years, the beginning of hip hop. My time is since 1978 all the way up to 83, because I really got heavy into selling drugs before I stopped working and I was working in Metuchen, New Jersey, Revlon. I was in the union at 17 years old, and then turned around and went off into the military. So he wants to talk about that, because I was part of that, guys, and I took breakdancing around the world in 1985. So, yeah, I love him. I love what he does. I love the fact that he's dancing. I love to see anybody and the children and everybody doing beautiful things. I share the ugly as well, because the ugly, we should be able to take the ugly in and go, like not go all crazy, but go, we already know that is not what we need, but what do we do to change it? And I ain't talking about sitting at some fake ass round table with a bunch of people, black goofy mother suckers and media and all these other fake misrepresenting individuals, and a dichotomy and an ideology of narratives that is, some people might sit there, but you can use the people even though they say black. No. In order to eradicate something and remove it from its whole diatribe, its false narrative, you must not subjugate yourself to it any further. And that's what's wrong with our people. I'm seeing people talking around, especially the sisters. Y'all the worst ones keeping it going. Y'all, I'm a black queen and all this other, I'm a black. Oh, you're a dead queen, you're a dead dummy. Because literally that's how the enemy looks at it. And then when you share this, they go, well, we're going to make it powerful. Like when we said we're going to take the word nigga, we're going to make it something powerful. Man, we ain't make it powerful. We made it available. Because most of the mothers running around don't even know the narrative, the truth behind it. All the people who are using it loosely now. And what's behind them? Our people become stupid. Practically stupid. Practical in their stupidity. How about that? Well, I talked for about a good 40-something minutes. Let the music go on for 20. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to give you all a shout out. And then come on later on, we're going to get in the Pale Horse and Arthur Kessler, 13 Tribe. And we're going to go right into reading other books. So we're going to read them straight through. I don't care if it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours. You can hang in here. You can share it with somebody. When I go to reading, ain't going to be no foul words. It's going to be straight up reading today. It's going to be a long day of no food. But I got to do what I got to do. Now, you know what does this mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? We know that the heart is in the center, right? What does that mean? It's not just here. It's not just with our loins. What does that mean? What does that mean? Huh? I gotta have a hat when I do this. Yes, Rondo. Thank you. I figured the women would be the ones going, love, James, love. What's wrong with y'all, sisters? Get it together. What does this mean, women? What does this mean, women? Ladies? Our beloved, I'm not gonna say it in Cherokee. What does it mean, sisters? It means just pure love. Y'all have a hard time typing down 4 fucking letters? This is why I hold y'all accountable. I know you're in relationships, somebody dares. I don't care if it's the time of the month. Move beyond that scope of that stupidness. I don't care about your hormones being fucked up. They already fucked up because of the food you eating and the air you breathing and the water you're drinking. So shut that shit off too. LOVE. That's a reply. If you were standing in front of me, would you not say it? If I say this is not a quiz. Y'all don't even know the importance of it. It really means that will get me fired up. Based upon the love. Because so many don't know what it means. I don't care about what you went through. We all went through something. We're going through some shit right now. This is what I'm talking about. Moving to the next level regardless of what you went through. It doesn't fuck where you've been. Where you going? Thank you, Rep. And thank you, Evelyn. Let me shout out Rondo, love her. Love you, brother. Rep, love you, honey. Baby Jah, love you, brother. Benji Nancy, love you, brother. Tanya Parker, love you, sis. Natural Instinct, love you. What's going on, brother? Love you, brother. Creator 7, love you, brother. What's going on? El Dragon Amir Khan, love you, brother. Evelyn Smiley, aka American Nietzsche. All you got is to put down Soul Sister Nietzsche. God damn it. You got to put all that American shit. We can let them have that motherfucker now. It don't even apply to them. Love you, sister. You dig what I'm saying, y'all? Mama Red, you better not have your ass at no goddamn church. Navy Poet's doing a live. She's been doing a long one. I hope y'all subscribe to Navy Poet. She does some pretty good reading. Okay? And I'm making sure that whenever some of us are going live, that we're not going over each other. So that way we can all, I know it's not like we can have all day to be on YouTube, but this is the way we can all support each other. We're not all, she's on the road traveling thousands of miles every day. She's trucking. All right? And everybody else. We got to bring it in tight. Change. Fucking change will be to the end, y'all. My beautiful sisters. My beloved brothers. I'll see y'all here in a little bit, okay? Have a grand day. Share it, please, and get some people. If anybody's in here you haven't liked or subscribed, like it. I appreciate it. Subscribe. I do a lot of readings. Actually, I have a couple of books. And Manny P. Hall showed up. I'm not going to read that for a little while. Those books are. We got a bunch of books to get through, but we're going to do a lot of reading today, this afternoon. Okay. I'm not eating, so I have to have something to keep me force factor, focus. All right. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see y'all later.